Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the inaugural, still can't say it, episode of the Fallible Fandom. Because it's important for everybody to remember that we are human, we make mistakes, and we grow and we learn, and that is the process and part of the journey that we're all on.
Boy, Darren might be from Krypton. It's not
Oh,
confirmed yet.
am I?
Well, then
What
we're,
is
we're
Bill
very
Murray?
lucky.
Is
We're
Bill
very
Murray
lucky.
from Krypton? Is I think what
Oh,
everyone wants to know.
Hmm.
we're lucky they're both such nice people.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we'd all be screwed. So thank God, right?
yeah.
How's everybody doing this week?
Not bad, not bad.
Good,
I'm good,
good.
thank you. Yourself?
No, I'm doing good, thank you. It's been a very social week, but I've also managed to watch a few things, some of which I watched today. Down for the thing on Monday, I watched Godzilla today. Got some more week work to do the weekend.
Oh,
Wow, it was like because all I heard like from the thing before was like, oh, you're gonna see a bit of his foot, and he's just like, you know what I mean, and then like we'll just be like, I was expecting like Cloverfield with
mm,
like 2.5 minutes of fighting at the end. But the journey that took us on for the 20 and it's 10 years.
mm.
I didn't even
Yeah,
realize it's like a whole 10-year journey
yeah.
I have to catch up on.
It's
Um,
very crazy. Since then, they've made 7 of these like MonsterVerse projects. Like they've been busy over these
yeah,
last 10 years.
and it's a great foundation. I'm very excited to keep going with it. But also today, based on just everybody on Twitter's recommendation, The Spaceman.
Mm.
And wow, what an enjoyable watch. Adam Sandler, in space, far away from home, lost in life and his marriage, and is talking to a spider. And I'm not going to say much else except that once again, Adam Sandler has shown us that yes, he's been a, a comedic actor, but just what a waste in my opinion. Because I think his dramatic roles he shone with, he has shone with them, and I think if he like lent into that earlier, who knows where he would be now. Do you know what I mean, he'd be in like full Scorsese projects. Not that I don't want him in what he's doing now, but like that guy could be anywhere. He's done really well, and that Spaceman just blew me away. If I'm honest, um, but so on something that we all have watched. I just want to quickly say hello to my one and only.
Hello.
Because she's
Hello.
awesome. Um, but yeah, no, so incredible. I know, not incredible, Invincible, which was incredible this week. It came back after such such a gap that I genuinely there were parts of it that I had forgotten in season two that I've since reminded myself of. How did everyone feel about the return after such a long time away?
I loved it, but why have a break in an 8 episode season? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It was already done and finished last year. They could have just carried on, just let Christmas get out of the way and then restart in January. But no, March. Bloody March, man. Oh,
Did they reveal why they did that?
No, I'm trying to think now. Like,
No,
was there anything in the interim that they had?
I think it was done. They've been done for a while. I don't.
No, but
Here's
like
the thing.
Amazon. I mean, like, is
I
there anything that they've brought out that
I have no idea.
no?
didn't they do a grand tour special or something?
Not that that would have done anything, but no.
That's great. I don't know what you're on about. That wouldn't have done anything.
To Invincible.
Mm.
I,
We'll
I
go
mean,
down.
like I can kind of get they didn't want to go into Christmas and like they didn't want to interfere with the holiday season. I can get that. And then I mean the thing people have been saying, well, why don't you just start the season now and then go out? But then it might interfere with like Fallout. It might run into things like I don't know what else to have on the horizon. The boys maybe like it all like they have a very strict schedule. But now Fallout's dropping all at once, so I don't even know if that's going to be an issue. But just like in canon though, actually I think that really hurt the show being off for 4 years. I felt like everyone that was really into it are now kind of like I kind of forgot why I was so into it. But in universe, there is something kind of cool about like Mark's been gone for 2 months. Everyone misses Mark. The whole episode is him literally saying sorry and what he's been up to, and it almost feels like there's a bit of that meta in it of like, yeah, he's saying sorry to us because it's been gone for 4 months.
Yeah.
I doubt that's the reason, but it's kind of funny.
Like, yeah, I fully see that. Like, and it would be an easier pill to swallow if the scene that we come back to wasn't like exactly where we left off.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
If they just had a tiny gap of something, even him just back on Earth.
Yeah.
That would have like made it a little bit easier. But that being said, the time that we did get with his stepmother, would it be a stepmother at this point?
Yeah. For a couple months.
She was great. She's so nice, and she could be something else completely.
Yeah.
And yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Sad to think.
Who's that?
That's you, Darren. You're the goodest of boys. Yeah. Check the comments.
Told you, everybody's favorite.
Appreciate that.
Then who is the baddest of boys?
Would
that be Robert?
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is the baddest of boys.
Yeah, he's awesome. I tell you what, I was really sad to find out is apparently like how not nice Mike Myers is supposed to be in real life.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, like that guy as well as Jim Carrey, like they are like some of the foundations of and formative years of my like comedy experience.
Sure.
You know. So then to find that out is just incredibly disheartening.
Again, separate the art from the artist.
No, I know, but then you get like true champions like Keanu Reeves and
Jack Black.
Jack Black, you know, and when we just said as well, like 2 seconds ago, I forgot who it was.
Adam Sandler,
yeah, another one. You know, Jim Carrey as well. That's who it is. He's supposed to be just the best as well. So
sure.
And you know, so there we go. So, and then we get Mark coming back and we get him with his brother, right? So basically, in the interim, everybody's excitement for Invincible, there was just no shortage of a whole bunch of videos online on YouTube, especially about the family, the future, and the comics of Earth, you know, Viltrum, everything really, Mark's family. But I don't want to be too spoilery. I'm just going to be keeping it to the episode. So, because I'm really curious about like how they're going to do the brother, his little brother, because I think he's adorable. And I think the with Mark, I mean, there's always that trope of like, humans are the best, humans triumph, yay, humans. But then like humans are the best to populate with the Viltrumites, right? But then this person, this child, how his species ages is going to be at odds with the Viltrumite thing, as opposed to like even more so than Mark's would be.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm very interested to see how they play that out. I gotta say, massive shout out to Donald. How do we feel about Donald this week?
Man had it. Man was like, I've had enough. Give me my answers.
That nightmare that he had. Oh my God.
I know. I was like, are we killing him again? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Like, because this is the thing. So, like, I liked how they explained it away. Like, they did really well with that. It was simple enough for me. So then it also like gave us the answer, because I would love an army of Donalds, but obviously not possible because obviously you need the brain to work the robot, which it's fine. It's fine. Unless we find a way to clone brains, then we get the army of dogs. Something to pray for, everybody.
Multiverse, maybe.
Got to learn how to upload the subconscious, haven't they?
Yeah. Okay, then with Debbie as well, right? So let's talk about all the small stuff, right? Before we get to Crazy Town, right? Which it absolutely was this week. I was sitting there like, oh my god, what is happening? What?
That back half was insane.
Yeah. Okay, we'll cast the 10-minute mark. What the fuck, man? Like this episode was crazy. It was fucking crazy. Oh my god.
I got something to point out to you when we get a bit later on in the show, obviously, because when it comes to the team getting taken out, is it by the Reptile Squad or whatever they're called?
Serpent Society.
The
Serpent Society.
Is it the Serpent Society? Well, either way, like when that fight happens, no, it is the what I said, isn't it? Anyway, but when obviously when all that shit happens, there's something you said about duplicate that I'm going to point out to you. Because you said that, obviously, you say the original always stays in the mountain. Yeah,
I'm hoping they're following that.
Because obviously, if you actually watch the show, when they're killing them off, the duplicate that's actually got the number 1 on her shirt actually gets killed off as well.
Yeah.
No, I know, yeah, but the one in the mountains could be 0.
Seems pointless, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, or and then she could just put that suit on, and it could just start with 1. You know, like the duplicate that puts the initial suit on could have it on at 1, maybe. There's got to be some explanation, either that or there's 2 universes where everything's really close, similar. It's not a case of. But then that would make Mark less special, because everyone's trying to say he's the one Viltrumite, or one of the few that didn't go bad. I know, I'm just so confused, right? But anyway, before we get there,
I'm sorry.
Debbie, I have to say, wow, what an amazing person. How big is she? Right? Yeah. Because she has every right to just smash that wine bottle and no one come near me, leave me the fuck alone. I've earned the quiet life, you know? But there she is, just showing how big of a person she is, and I respect her so much.
Well, that's where Mark gets it from.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, no, I mean, we had talked about over on my streams for the first 4 episodes each week. I was like, Debbie's one of my favorite parts of this episode. I love one of my big takeaways that I was really thinking about throughout watching the episode, and this is going slightly off track, but I promise I'll get back. I'll go for a circle. But I realized how good the show is about making our superheroes feel human, and I think this episode did a really good job about that. Yes, superheroes we love them because they have the superpowers and they're fighting villains and they're saving the day. But I think a lot of these modern superhero movies and shows, and not saying they're all bad, but I do think sometimes they forget that, hey, they have lives outside of just being a superhero. What are they up to on their day-to-day? And I think especially this stuff with Debbie this season, we're she's having a rough day. This is someone who's part of Mark's life, part of this larger superhero story, and she's just been going to therapy and grieving out from the past of the last season and seeing her grow. And she is easily, in my opinion, one of the best characters, and how they're handling her this season. Yeah. And anyone else would be I'm not taking care of my abusive ex-husband's baby. Of course not. No, that's insane. But no, she steps up, and Mark steps up, and like you said, you can tell where Mark gets it. Where Mark.
Even Nolan stepped up this season, no?
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's just I don't know. I think they do a really good job at showing. Yes, he has parts of Nolan in him, but I think more so he took from his mother, which is
100%.
Which is the important bit.
But the fact that Nolan went off to another planet and decided to have a family with an alien race again, but this time he actually cared for the people and tried protecting them.
Yeah.
On Earth he was like, right, my son's got powers now. I'm just gonna kill everybody off and bugger off.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what his plan was.
Yeah, because I think like back onto Darren's point is Cecil really doesn't get that because that guy appears to allow himself zero time for any
Yeah.
normal human or any kind of a life. It's all work, work, work. So his heroes having any kind of a life is out of the question. Or
Yeah. I think he gets it. I think he knows he can't let that win. Like he knows that part of his job means he can't care about the people he works with or the
that's
people he's
tough,
calling
innit?
on.
That's tough to be. That's tough to be
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
He's like, yes, I'm tough. Yes, I'm mean, but I have to, or the world would not be here. Like I'm the one that has to be the bad guy and put you in line.
So, jumping all over the place as we do, but back to the break. Like I've forgotten how Bulletproof got even introduced to the team. Like he was just there, and I was like, "Huh."
I forgot a lot.
Yeah.
I was like relearning while I was watching. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about all these many storylines that we're telling, and very well. Like it doesn't feel like they're like struggling to balance all these. No, it feels so seamless.
Yeah.
How we have 50 different characters and they're all going through their own separate things, and it flows very well.
And then when they called out the Martian guy as well, that was wonderful. That was done so well. I was like, oh, the fact that they had Samson, the only guy that just didn't know, and he's there like a detective, like I'm sussing this. And then he's just literally like the last guy. I'm like, you poor guy. We were with you. Don't you worry about it. But back to like the life itself. Like I think. Amber and Mark, do you think? Oh, wait! Back to Debbie. Sorry, quickly. We're talking about like how great of a person she is. I think like because in the comics that they've changed her, right? So it's a change from the comics. They've made her like a more likable person, and I'm very grateful for that because with Nolan, how he is, if Debbie was somebody that not to say not as strong, but like if she lent into the alcoholism, or like because like she resents Mark, I think in the comics or something. There's like a struggle there or something for a while.
That's all yet to come yet, I reckon. Like she's struggling now. You could see it.
I think she'll remain strong because they've made a distinctive change already, so I think they're just going to stick with it.
Yeah.
As opposed to regressing her, because I think that would be a mistake in my opinion.
She's going to have a breakdown at some point with everything that she's just been through.
She had that though. She's had
Has
that.
she?
Yeah, she's had a couple.
She's hit rock. She's been alone. Now she's working through that and to like strive past it. So like I think it would definitely be a step backwards.
She's only been alone for a few months though.
No, I hear that, but
and especially with Mark's half brother being there now.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I wonder maybe not a breakdown in the same way that she had previously, but I think maybe
she just hit the bottle a bit harder.
I mean, I'm curious because again, I don't want an answer because I haven't read the comics and I don't want to because I kind of want to just experience the show, but I do wonder if we're going to do something with the son. Like what happens when the son starts to grow up? Like parents have 18 years to like mentally prepare themselves for the kid getting older and moving out. I think she's going to grow attached to this thing, and then he's going to be 18 in like 2 years. It'll be like, whoa. Like I like how do I manage this? Like they're leaving already. Like that's the one thing I had left. Mark's off in space all the time. Nolan's gone. I have this new kid now. She's going to attach herself, and then he's going to leave too, or go evil, or I don't know what we're doing with this stepbrother. But I think either way, it's going to affect her in a very big way.
I think a great point because I think as well, like because with Mark, he's human and Viltrumite, right? So she has the human side of him to lean onto and attach to, right? Mm. And yes, he's strong and stuff, but that's always been his and Nolan's thing, right? So for like all intents and purposes, the alien side of the family has like crashed their reality and destroyed it, right? So I think her bonding with this son could have a way to reaffirm alien life into the family in a positive way. and not have her like negative about everything and become xenophobic in any way that possibly, you know, because Nolan, like, not that she should in any way, but you know, people being people, she could be like, oh right, well I just hate aliens now, you know, like my husband's a liar, he's an alien, I don't like aliens, you know. I'm glad they're not going in that direction, and I think the sun would be a good way to bridge that gap. Amber, right? I am worried about that relationship. I'm a bit scared, and then not because in like Amber gave any indication of like I'm looking elsewhere or my attention is in any other direction. It's just that life is genuinely just pulling them on different roads, and try as they might to stay on the same path, they're just not on it. You know what I mean?
Amber
like,
and Mark, or
yeah,
okay, cool.
Amber and Mark. Yeah,
I don't mind that so much because I'm all for Mark and Adam Eve.
I like Amber and Mark, and I want again, like we're talking about where we are, so
yeah,
like no spoilery stuff. So I still think there's like a lot of work to be done, right? With who they are.
Yeah.
And
see, I've not read any comics, so I'm literally going from the show.
Yeah, same.
What my opinion's based on. So
I like Amber for like the current love interest. Like I don't think it's something we're going to last forever, but I've enjoyed the status of where we're at. But this episode definitely to me seems like Amber's not maybe set for long distance, like maybe your boyfriend being gone for 2 months, which is not on her in any way, shape, or form. Like I know there's gonna be people being like, she's unloyal and she's this blah blah blah. Like no, like long distance is hard for anybody, and especially where you don't like. It's not like your normal boyfriend or girlfriend. You can be like, yo, what's it going? How was your day? No contact for 2 months. For like for all she knew, he could have been dead. He could have been eaten by a rat. She didn't know. Her grandpa's dead. That's something that she clearly is someone that she loved very much, and was she was struggling. Like her grades were down, and she felt like she had no one. So I would not be shocked if within these next couple, maybe they have a conversation about like, this isn't working for me. This isn't something that I can do. Like especially he came back. Okay, it's good. Oh no, he's gone again. He's going to go fight these Martian creatures, and like I feel like that's not going to help their current status.
And I hope it's just something that gets addressed, but they work through, right? So like her saying that, because like you're right, like that's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah.
People, you can see I'm streaming. I'm sorry. Okay, Tyler, would you mind? Thank you. So yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, it's a relationship that I think they bring out the great things in each other, and I think it's something that, given enough time, it can develop into something wonderful. But yeah, like comics be damned, because they make changes to their shit all the time.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So they can go wherever they want, and I like that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Because speaking of like, because even like the little bit that I know, this whole episode still took me by goddamn surprise, because wow, does Rex Splode know how to talk himself into a corner, not even out of a corner. The guy just knows how to like just jinx himself into a situation. God damn. Like, that can't be two world-ending problems to worry about. No. Why would there be that, you know? And then boom, we get two of them.
Yeah. I would say this is the most I think I've ever liked Rex. Like, I think this was easily his strongest episode.
Rex was great.
He showed why he's on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, enough.
Just that entire sequence with Eve was like, that was amazing. That was one of the greatest.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was wonderful, man.
Like, he stepped up there. That was great.
Yeah. I noticed that a little bit, like, even in universe, that picture looks drawn.
Mm,
You know,
sure.
and it obviously came from her using her power, but it's just
Yeah, the Eve
interesting.
special, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
it's
was
just
nice
so
to kind of have a being like, it's canon, it's over there.
yeah.
Like, cool. Just a little reference to it.
I was really hoping for an episode 2 of that. I know it was a special, but I was like, there has to. Oh my god!
I would watch a spinoff. I would definitely watch a full
Yeah.
show with her.
Yeah, she is so boss. She is so boss. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Rex again surprising everybody by bringing Atom Eve out of like semi-retirement because of the trauma of hurting people using her powers. She kind of went Scarlet Witch in Civil War, started hiding herself away, and was unhappy. And then Rex pulled a vision, and then gave her a nice little talking to, made her feel a bit better. And then she's out helping, and thank God she is, right? Because when the team's out off in space, if she wasn't there, they wouldn't have lasted seconds. Seconds. They'd have just been gone, swallowed up, gobbled, gone. That's it.
I don't know why they didn't send Mark.
Even then, he wouldn't have lasted 2 seconds by himself. They all need Eve. Eve is a god in this reality. Like
She's
everywhere
so
she exists. I'm dying to know how they get out of it. I'm dying to know. It's gonna have to be her. It's not just gonna be Mark punchy. There's like the amount of I forget what they are, insectoids or whatever they're called. Like there's millions and hundreds of millions of them, to the point where these tiny things that are like handheld with tentacles are acting as a big tidal wave and a big sea of we're coming to get you. So they're going to need something real big, and I can't wait to see what it is. Also, we're at a point in this series now, we're halfway through, so we're going to need some interaction of a multiverse interacting with our Mark soon.
Yeah, it's kind of been strange because like they kind of made it sound that was the main plot of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm completely fine with it not being, because I think the stuff in our reality is just as, if not more, interesting. But I do wonder if it's going to be more of a building up into season 3 type deal, where it's like they're planting the seeds, and then season 3 is full on multiverse.
Yeah, because if it was like, because otherwise it's just an Elseworld story in episodes.
Yeah.
Which is going nowhere. Yeah, I mean, you could have just done a whole other show of that and give us more ammo. You know?
Yeah, because like we have the serpent stuff, we have the Martian stuff, and we have the they took my dad, and like now they have to make me be the new dad. Like they have all these different storylines. So like again, unless it's a last minute like final episode thing, they have a lot to do. Like we have 3 episodes left, which is crazy.
What's the guy's name? It's something outrageous, like Donatello or something. The guy that keeps popping and in between.
Oh yeah, the guy with the giant head. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna get him first coming over, or do you think do you think he's trying to? What do you think of his plans? Like to have some form of domination, but do you think it's to use the good Mark against the bad Marks, or do you think it's just to completely wipe all the bad Marks out? Like, how do you think our Mark's going to be involved? Because at the moment, it's just a war between him and evil Marks, and our Mark's just on the sidelines doing nothing, minding his own business. So, how do you think we're going to get an interaction? You think evil Mark's going to pop along, try and take over a new world? Like we've taken over all of our reality, we need someone else's, or someone's going to say, hey, we need a good guy.
I'm trying to look back at my notes because I'm trying to think back, like, what all have we done with the multiverse? Because like it's been a minute. We had the Donald stuff, right? Oh, like the female Donald and
yes, Cecilia or whatever her name is. Oh my god, yes. Oh wow, way to bring me back, dude. Yes.
I'm just trying to this is Superman and Lois. I'm way behind. But yeah, I don't know. I'm
Donald and a female Donald getting married.
Maybe I ship it.
Such a trip.
I ship it.
That's how you get.
But
Bobby
I
Hill.
don't know. Like I'm just curious how it all like comes together. Like I know they're going to do it wonderfully because they always do. But like how are they going to bring the like Vulture Knight storyline and the Serpents and the multiverse and make it come full circle?
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm super excited as well, honestly. Because I will see the thing is like as you said, like there's so many like situations to deal with. The multiverse, his own reality, which is a bigger, more ominous threat. Like because while the multiverse is more expansive, you also have more allies that can help to like so there's like a scaling thing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just you in your reality. That's the problem. Right. So he's still got like a lot to deal with. So what would you rather see them deal with first? Like, would you rather them tie off the multiverse first or their own reality stuff, or keep that going?
I'd say the own reality. I mean, I think the Serpent stuff gets wrapped up rather quickly.
Is that me or him?
I am.
I think it's him.
Okay, I'm worried there.
So how trippy would it be though if, let's say, like the Viltrumites arrive on Earth to like take over it, like they told Mark to go prepare it for?
Ooh.
Yeah, and then that bloke who's doing all the multiversal stuff brings another load of Viltrumites from a different universe, and the Viltrumites just then end up fighting each other to the death, and Earth is saved that way.
Mark's just sat there with popcorn.
Yeah.
Like no work's being done. Literally, robots not even pulling no work out.
I feel bad for that. I feel bad for Bill Murray down there. That is really not a pretty picture to be frozen on. And it's gone.
Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Fingers crossed. I got the hiccups as well. It's not good.
You think that that's the way to tie them off together?
Yeah.
But then once the Viltrumite, the multiversal Viltrumites have fought the Viltrumites, you still have the issue of like that superpowered Donatello guy, whatever his name is, to deal with.
Yeah.
So like he could go anywhere and anywhere at any point. So I don't know. Like that doesn't fully solve both problems. I like the idea though, because like just an all-out multiversal Viltrumite war would be amazing. Because that the intro in episode 1, where it's just like, or when Omni-Man's telling him about the history, and then you just got all of those different Viltrumites of all different shapes and sizes, just chopping heads off, like with their hands, like their blades. Do you know what? Like that's about like that. They do that in Darren Shan. They sit there and put their like hardened nails as blades and just fight with like extended hands. This shit's amazing. I can't wait. Darren Shan's so cool. Okay. So the two fights, we have Mark getting swallowed. That's not the right way to say it. Mark and the team are being
getting gobbled up.
are being enveloped by the alien parasites, and while that's happening, we have Rex, Duplicate, Shrinking Ray. I think that's it, right? I don't think there's anybody else on Team B. And yeah, so basically Rex jinxed it all. He was saying that nothing's going to happen. We're safe. We can have some pizza. Wouldn't mind a bit of pizza right now. And then all of a sudden, I forget the name. It might not be the Serpent Society. That might be DC. But here we are. It's a bunch of reptile-themed people that are attacking something. And then, yeah, shit kicks off. Because basically there was a coup in the Serpent Society. Okay, we had a dorky leader in charge. And then all of a sudden, like the Duke just come and just shot him in the back of the head or something. I can't remember. And then now he's in charge, and then he just leads the team, and really, really well, sees the pros and cons, knows how to use them, utilizes them really, really well, and makes them a deadly force, right? So before, they were dangerous, but so misled because it was royalty. It was a mum and her son, and then the son grew up to be an idiot, even though the mum was super effective. And then so they just became useless, right, and disjointed and all over the place. But now they've got a good leader back. They're kicking ass and taking names, and one of those names they're taking is Shrinking Ray. Oh my gosh, that poor lady.
That was just, I couldn't believe that. It was absolutely amazing to watch, though. But my God,
I know, right? Because Rex was so convinced, as was I. Like he's like, she doesn't stay small, right? And I'm like, of course, like she's just gonna pop up and then bap bap bap. But then you see like her extending, like arched out, and then over the guy's shoulder, and then he's just there muscling her down, and oh my God. Like I felt claustrophobic watching a video on YouTube 2 days ago where a guy got like kind of stuck caving. And then I watched that. Jesus Christ, can you imagine? That would have been awful.
that's crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, horrendous. And then he's there like, yum, you dig. So yeah, and then
Absolutely annihilates Duplicate as well.
he does that big fucker gets it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So like we were saying before, I think like from a comic spoiler that I think there's one in the mountains. I hope there's one in the mountains. I hope that's what they're doing, or something, because well to be fair, right? Like if they need like a brain to get like the robot going, there's enough Duplicate copies around to kind of like make one.
Make a brain.
Yeah, maybe. That could be a way to do it. But Shrinking Ray, I don't think there's going to be a chance on that one. And then Rex pulling off some amazing moves, throwing like whole canisters of his little what look like Mentos, but they're not. I think it's just change. I don't know. But then he throws like whole tubes of them, chops the lady in half, and then gets one of them and then pops it in the mouth, and then boom.
Gets his hand bitten off in the process. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, handles it like a champion. Adrenaline pumping through the guy.
Handles it like a champion. He's there screaming on the floor, mate.
Not as loud as I would have been. I would have been screaming. I would have been screaming. I ain't making no bones about it. I'm not gonna do it now.
He's screaming if you see a spider. So
that is irrelevant. However true that is irrelevant.
But yeah, my God, that was just so brutal.
It was. He smashed it together. So how do we see any logical way for the team to come back?
Well, hopefully, like you said, Duplicate's got a copy in the mountain. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that in season 1. I'm pretty sure of it.
I don't know.
I have to go back and watch it again, but I'm pretty sure it's mentioned anyway.
Well, I feel like we wouldn't have to. Like, we might be able to retain some of this shit if they weren't taking so many fucking breaks. But here we are. You're a super quiet Flash freak. Is it because you haven't been watching the show?
No.
He's got himself a vape pen. He's good.
Yeah, just sat getting off his little trolley. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Hello. I'm on my phone now.
Oh.
Oh no, what happened?
My computer got unplugged again, so
no.
I had to get it plugged back in, but I've returned.
Are there like
now.
little elves running around your apartment unplugging stuff?
You would think. It was very weird because I was just talking, like I was mid conversation, it just everything shut down. I was like, what happened?
Time to move.
Yeah.
Little gremlins.
Yeah, that Ghostbusters season calling.
That's what he gets for putting Bill Murray up on the screen, isn't it? I ain't afraid of no Ghostbusters.
Summoning them.
They are just little Roberts. that run around.
I am charming. You leave me out of this. So can you remember your train of thought to jump straight back on it?
Absolutely not. I have no idea what I was talking about.
Okay. No pressure. I just wanted to offer you the chance because, like that, if you did manage to hold on to it, would have been award worthy. So
we were in the process of talking about where we thought the storylines are going and what you would like to see happen with them.
Yeah, because because would you rather see the multiverse stuff tied off first, or would you rather see them tie off the stuff on our universe and then just fully explore the multiverse?
I think the Martian stuff and like the Serpent stuff gets wrapped up first. Like I think that stuff will probably be wrapped up within the next 1 or 2 episodes, and I think we'll probably take a pause on like the Ultramite stuff. Like I think that feels a long game. Like that feels like an ongoing storyline that we follow for the next 2 or 3 seasons. The one thing I was kind of like shocked about though is how Mark didn't discuss how he's supposed to take over his dad to like his mom or like the what's his name again? Phil? Cecil. I'm saying Phil. But like why didn't he mention that to him? Like that feels something that would be of importance.
What that oh my god, the Viltrumite said to him he's got to take over. Oh my god.
Yeah, like why didn't Mark say something about that?
I forgot about that.
This is what I was saying, like, it's when Darren's screen cut off. I'd like to see it because obviously Mark's been told that he's got to go back and prep Earth for the Viltrumite invasion. Right. And I was saying, how cool would it be, like, when the Viltrumites turn up to Earth, that guy who's doing all the multiverse hopping turns up with an army of Viltrumites from the multiverse, and the Viltrumites just battle it out to the death.
Right, I missed the start of that. That's nuts. Yeah, shit. Right, because as well, right, jumping again, we get the post-credit scene of the episode, right? Which I have to say, I laughed so fucking hard because it was the stupidest reveal ever. Like the most legendary actor. So it's not like stupid bad. It's just so stupid.
He's on about with Alan.
Like he's like when he's like just rips off his beard and there's a big mustache. Do you know what I mean? What was that hiding from anybody? It's so funny. It's so funny. It's like, yes.
What would you do if you see another Viltrumite?
I was like, what does that help? No, that's nothing. That's nothing. Oh my god, that was so stupid, and I loved it. It was so fucking hilarious. But yeah, so basically, either Alan of Unopa, because he's like that whole gene experiment, or just Unopans in general, appear to be like Saiyans, because Optimus
it's strong with every battle.
Yeah, like
hello, kitty.
Turn off his life support. Hello. He's like turn off his life support, and then he had to fight to stay alive, and then became bigger and stronger for it.
Like your cat unplugged you on the way up there, Darren.
Yeah. Like you giggled, but I saw a thumbs up on the way out. So
I said, I bet your cat unplugged you on the way up there.
Maybe.
Yeah. So he's hiding his thumbs. So basically, back to like we're sitting there saying like, oh, I hope Amber and Mark work out, right? But he's in space now, dealing with this alien tidal wave, right? And then he's gonna come back down, be happy, and then instantly have Alan knocking on the door saying, hi, by the way, I've got some handsome mustachioed legend on the other side of the universe who would just love a chat. Do you mind hopping on over? So then he's going to have to go on yet another journey. Oh, there we go. So he's going to have to go on yet another journey and potentially sacrifice more time with Amber, unless he's taking her this time.
She's not going to go.
No, I don't think so either, to be honest. So that makes me even more worried about where they're headed. because it seems at this point, as much as Mark wants to be because of his human side dragging him here, and as much as he needs to be because of like what the Viltrumite said, he like isn't much of an earthbound hero at the moment.
Yeah.
No.
I'm really interested to see how they reconcile that. Because that's where he wants to be. He wants to be an earthly hero, right? And that's his whole thing. He's human and Viltrumite. So, yeah. He's just got to keep telling people no. He's got to set some boundaries. You know? That's going to have to be it. We're going to have to see him saying no to people. Oh my gosh. I am so excited for next week's episode. Can you imagine after the 2-month break, right? They did, boom, like Mark's woke up, there's been no break, right? And then this episode where we're chomping at the bits, be like, right, take us right back to where we left off. And they're like, after this short break, look where we are now.
Yeah.
That would be devastating.
Yeah, they've said that these final 4 are some of the best that they've done thus far. And like the first half of the episode, I was like, this is really good, but I wouldn't say it's some of the best of the show. And the back half was like, hold my beer. Like, this is what we got. And I was like, I get it. I truly do. Those last 20 minutes are insane. So, like, I really did like how they set consequences, though. Like, they just killed off 2 characters. Like, and I think Rex was such a fun person to watch that happen, too, because, like, he's truly, like, yes, he's this really irritating person, but, like, now he feels, like, responsible. And I'm so excited to see his arc for the rest of the season, how he's going to be reacting to him blaming himself for 2 of his friends, his teammates, dying. So
didn't he die as well, though? He got shot in the head.
We don't know that yet.
I don't think so.
I'm expecting some moves. I'm still expecting some moves from Rex.
He blows up the bullet.
something. Yeah. Or like flick something back. Somebody jumps in. Rex ain't gone yet. Rex ain't going anywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
so I based on the idea that he's not going anywhere. Rex has always used humor, sarcasm, and not veiled insults at people to deflect and protect himself in many ways, to be vulnerable, stop being vulnerable. And then now the man's an amputee and is going to be feeling very, very vulnerable, like you said, because of the guilt that he's going to have and just because of his situation. So I'm interested to see how he will change for that. I think it'll be significant. I imagine so anyway. Unless he just becomes more of an arsehole.
Is that possible?
We'll have to find out. I don't know. I'm excited to see. So okay, predictions for next week. What do we think? How do you think they're going to wrap up the base aliens? What mystical moves are we expecting from anybody?
I have no idea.
I'm expecting them all to be taken over by Mark and the shapeshifter.
Okay, maybe. I'm expecting. I'm gonna go real comic book with it, and I'm expecting Atomy to just scoop them all up, and then swing them around, and then just fling them off into space. Fingers crossed. That's gonna be.
Is that before or after, like, Mark saves her?
After, because Mark still needs to be a hero in his own story.
So it's definitely going to get overtaken by him then at some point.
No, I just mean like he's just going to scoop her up, run away, wake her up, and then they're going to have a little quick chat, maybe Flash style, No,
I reckon they're all getting taken over.
Okay, well,
might even make it to Earth. Might have a few different threats to deal with before the end of at the end of the season. All rolled into one.
I think after the break that they've taken, that might get too confusing for everybody. Like, I think that might get too chaotic.
I don't think they care. If they did, they wouldn't have made us wait 3 months.
Good point. Okay. So, Flash Freak, who has been so patiently waiting, has some wonderful news that
I
he is
do.
aching and dying to share with everybody because he's worked so hard on getting it, and I'm so proud of him for it.
Are you pregnant?
Thank you.
Oh
I am.
my god! Right? Oh my
Let's
god!
go.
I felt congratulations, by the way. I felt so bad for the bad guys in Godzilla. I mean, that was just a couple trying to have some babies, okay, and then like Mother Nature's sheriff turns up and just starts fucking shit up. Like, what the fuck? Those poor insect people. Like, what the fuck, man? Anyway, sorry, sidetracking there. Godzilla's I like Godzilla, cool, yeah, but dick move in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm looking forward to Kong Skull Island and the rest of them. I'm very excited. I just feel bad for the bugs because nobody else does. They were just trying to live their lives. That was it. But yes, Flash Freak, please enlighten us with this wonderful news.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I am. Here you go.
He's clicking away. He's working the magic fingers.
Oh.
Okay,
Whoa.
Teen Titans live action movie is a go at DC Studios, and it's an exclusive for the Hollywood Reporter. Are you going to be able to zoom in at any point?
Zoom in. I can try and zoom in.
That would be great because right now we are looking at minuscule.
There you go.
That's somewhat helpful. Okay, so do you want to like scan it for us and see what the information is? Whether it's DCU or extended, not even extended universe, would it be Elseworlds?
Yeah. So the DC heroes, which began as the teenager sidekicks of their more famous and iconic counterparts, are getting their own live-action feature from the James Gunn and Peter Safran-led DC Studios.
Mm-hmm.
The comic book movie division of Warner Bros. Discovery has tapped Anna Nogueira to pen the screenplay for the project.
Is that it?
No, there's more, but yeah.
So the question I had still hasn't been asked, and I can't see what you're reading it. So if you wouldn't mind,
I don't think it says in the article if it's canon
Does it
to
not?
DCU.
Yeah,
but
it does. Yeah, it doesn't.
but I'm going to just assume that it is. Like I would. There's nothing that would give like with it being her doing it that did your like Supergirl. I would say I'd be shocked if they're like, oh yeah, we're doing a Titan show, but it's or Titans movie, but it's off on its own. Like that'd be a weird thing to do for like an Elseworld. I think.
what's interesting about this then, if that is the case,
Yeah.
is that some of the heroes that they're going to be doing for this are going to be introduced before
Mm-hmm.
their hero counterparts. They're going to be getting sidekicks first.
And I actually think that's kind of like really, really smart. I
Really?
think because like look at Young Justice and what they were able to do with Young Justice. Like they were
Lovely.
able to introduce these heroes through the lens of their sidekicks. And I actually think that works very well. Obviously, we're in a DC universe that's very much established, right? We already know that. I mean, if you look at kind of the like lineup of characters and what we have, like I would say Robin's probably already a Nightwing. We have
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah.
like we have potentially a Blue Beetle out there. We have potentially like a Damian Wayne out there. We have a lot of these characters that can already kind of pick up the pieces. We've heard nothing about the Flash, but it's been my pitch for a while that the Flash movie should be a Wally, like Barry Allen is the Flash, but it's from the POV of Wally West. And it's kind of like that duo type movie. So I think that would lend itself very well. Starfire, you don't need any other really set up for them. Same with your Beast Boys. Same with your. I'm curious if you do like a Cyborg in here, because they can he can always get thrown Justice League or Teen Titans. Maybe, I don't know, he does Teen Titans first and then later goes to the Justice League. It's definitely very interesting though to kind of see because we're probably getting Teen Titans before the actual Justice League. Like, I wonder if there's already a Justice League formed by this point, just off screen, or what we're doing there.
They're doing Gods and Monsters, right? So Raven would fit right in.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
Yeah.
So that would be really, really cool.
Who would be your guys' fan cast for the Teen Titans?
Don't
No
ask
clue.
me.
I don't know young people.
I want 4 or 5 young actors that I've never heard of, and that launch their career. Do it Stranger Things style, where no one's heard of these young punk kids, and now they're top of the world.
Yeah, because Gordon Cormier, I had no clue about that dude.
Yeah.
Just comes out as Aang, and oh my god, that little
He's
man,
amazing.
He's so good. Yeah.
And then I like what you said about the way that we would be looking at the heroes, especially because I love how Batman was utilized in Young Justice. I think he was utilized very well.
Yeah, I agree.
And because I was saying before, because in I think Eric's dream was through my experience with comics, through any medium, whether that's games, movies, shows, the comics themselves, anything, like Batman has always been the universal connector because he's everybody's favorite character, like DC character or most people's. So to have, I would think he would be like a prominent figure, and then to have him in Young Justice, like doling out the missions. Yeah. Couldn't ask for any better.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for any better. And Amanda Waller as the antagonist, right? If it's like if they want to keep it grounded, because she'd already be set up. And then maybe some extreme and random members of a Suicide Squad that she saves for special occasions, maybe.
Yeah.
That's great news, dude. That is really, really exciting news. And it just gets the mind buzzing. Yeah. Okay, good job, Flash Freak. What else you got?
I have. Let me see if I can bring it up. It's on my Twitter.
Technical difficulties.
No, I got it up. You'd have to put it up.
It was me. I was busy elsewhere.
Blade.
Do you have on like goggles or something? Like, why is that so far away? Every page.
It looked far away on a StreamYard, but it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It just looked like all of your stuff. You're just sat there like this.
Well, I lean back in my chair sometimes.
I'm an old man. I've got to be up here, Flash Freak. I've got to be putting it all in. What's it say?
Blade will reportedly no longer be a period piece.
Mm.
So what was it supposed to be set in like 90s, 2000s?
I heard nothing about that.
Yeah.
What do you mean 90s, 2000 is a period piece? Surely it's got to be longer than it.
It is now.
It's a period of time? It's a period of time, right?
That Robert remembers well.
It should be stated that is only rumor. That isn't like a proper source. Just like they throw out a lot of every day they put out a new thing. I was like, I will take a note of that, but I'll wait until I see something.
What do you mean? Can we get toast? Sounds pretty credible.
They put out a lot of rumors, and it's always very interesting. But I was like, I will hold my breath until I see a disgusting film and something a bit, I don't know. But I don't know. I didn't know it was a period piece, so I guess I have nothing to say.
Next.
Yeah, like that's kind of weird because then it feels like they're trying, like if depending on what period they go for, if it's
Yeah.
the case of like if it is the 90s or 2000s, then it's like, well, they're just copying Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
like,
very like Blade is a movie that confuses me because it should be so easy to make a Blade movie. Like it's there, right? Like I feel like it shouldn't be going through all the troubles that it still is. I feel like they were probably thinking too hard about like this has to be perfect, and now it like rewrites and rewrites and rewrites, and like he almost walked off the set, like it, and like it seems like it's
really?
back on track. Oh yeah, like he wanted to like leave, like he was having a rough time with the movie. Like he was like, it's taken so long, and there's so many issues behind the scenes, and it seems like they're back on track right now. It's set for 2026 instead of 25. Like it's, I don't know. I'm just ready to see that thing because like currently I'm not excited for it because they've given me no reason to. Like it's just, I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I hear that.
Next, Aquafina will reportedly return as Katie in Shang-Chi 2.
That's like a no-brainer in my opinion. Um,
Well,
but
I don't even know who she is because I've never seen Shang-Chi
my
1,
goodness.
so...
well, you should be thinking about yourself.
That's like being like, Black Widow will be in Avengers 3. It's like I would hope she's in Avengers 3. You know what I mean? Like that feels very it'd be weird if she wasn't in Shang-Chi 2.
Yeah, like she was like a massive part of his character development and the movie in
Yeah.
general. You know what I mean, they're best buds. Of course, she's going to be in the second one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, but her character
definitely-
development and us to believe that she's like a greater archer than Hawkeye. So after like a couple of hours of training.
No, I would say
Sure.
she's just a good archer. You know, like Hawkeye's doing some crazy shit. All she
That
done is
shot
just
that
make-
she pulled off to kill the dragon, mate.
Yeah, Hawkeye's doing trick shots.
Yeah. That was a trick shot for a newbie, I'm telling you.
I didn't feel like it was like too like out of the realm of possibility, but that's if that's how you feel.
Yeah, I do personally, but I love the movie though, so I'm not gonna shit on it.
There's a lot of people that really like dislike her character. I didn't have a huge issue with her.
I loved her character. The
Okay,
only
cool,
issue
cool.
I had was that one bit of the movie that she's
Sure. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm trying to find the thing about it, but see, anything I look up to like because that was discussed the other day that Agatha, the Marvel TV show is going to be called Dark Cold Diaries again. But now
you
that
changed the name again.
yeah, right back to what it was. So like now that I'm trying to find that, I can't find it. So don't take it as read until I can find it. And like
I heard something different.
really, what Covenant Chaos still?
I heard it was just Agatha. I heard it was no subtitle now. It was just Agatha.
Really?
And I think the idea is that like it's like it's on perfect like it's on purpose that like the idea is like she's so each episode she's changing the title into something different, and that's kind of her whole like gimmick.
Okay. So a little bit like
makes sense to me.
Scarlet Witch in when what she was doing, like it
Sure.
kind of mirrors that in a way.
Which would make sense. Can you imagine if each episode's just Agatha breaking down the hex and the that Wanda left her in?
Yeah.
I think
Maybe.
she's out of that by end of like by halfway through episode 1, right? I'm hoping for like a real exploration into the magic of the MCU, because even at Kamatage we didn't really get that. All we got was a spectacle of light and some warnings on a spell, right? So what I would like is to see Agatha go and explore the witchcraft side of it and go and talk to different witches each episode. You know, that'd be cool. I'll be down for that. What about anyone else?
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would love a chance to fully dive into like the magical stuff of the MCU. Like you said, even when we do have magic projects, they don't really focus too much on the magic itself. We kind of zoom past that. Outside of like Runaways and stuff like that, but is that even canon? Probably not. So yeah, I'm down with that. I know there's a lot of like negativity around that show, and I can understand a lot of it. I'm personally really excited for it though. Like
Yeah.
I think that could be a lot of fun. And I get going forward, you're probably going to want to stray away from projects like that, and I fully get that. But I'm excited. Like it's going to come around the like Halloween season, so I think that'll be a really fun time to.
Is it done? Like, because there's like because
I think
obviously
it's done. Yeah.
the big change up we had, right? So there's
I-
like with showrunners and then things costing a certain amount.
Yeah.
So some projects are gonna have to kind of like Indiana Jones, like swoop in under the door kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because
Sure.
once the thing comes down, then some of them might just be scratching at stone.
Yeah, I think that might be the last. Okay, so like, there's a lot of rumors currently that some Marvel projects may have got axed. Like some of them that were supposed to be made, the Vision
Yes.
Quest, the Wonder Man. A lot of people are wondering about Ironheart, and like
Vision
sad as
Quest?
it is, Vision Quest was a Vision spinoff. Yeah, it was supposed
Apparently,
to
that's still
White
going
Vision.
ahead.
No, I was more hoping that his story. I weren't hoping for some like nomadic journey with a robot. I didn't want to see that. What I want to see is him facing the consequences of what he is. We know who he is, right? And yes, he's going to be exploring that again, right? But what he is also very important as well. And I think with the stuff, if we get Justin Hammer, the Power Broker, maybe even no, not even him, he's dead. But like there's a few
We're going to get them in Armor Wars, though.
Right, which
Maybe.
is what I was. This is my point, right? So that's where I was hoping to see White Vision turn up, because that would have made sense for his story and for everybody else's story. Like, it's still Iron Man. He's still Iron Man's tech. Armor Wars is about Iron Man's tech. That's where he should be.
Right.
Not on some.
He wasn't Iron Man's tech, though. He was.
He is a third Iron Man.
He was Ultron, right?
He was
And he made
Ultron's
Ultron.
Oh, he's part Ultron, part Jarvis, and part
Mind Stone.
Yeah. So like he's a third Iron Man. So that's the best.
They need to. I do want to see a White Vision series anyway, just like because obviously you got to imagine how confused he is. Like he died, came back as a government program. All of his like memory and that is blocked. It's there in his mind still, but it's blocked. And his programming is to just kill the Vision. Gets his memories back, and he's like, "Shit, I am the Vision," and then he flies off. You know, how conflicted is he going to be? Is he going to pull it? Is he pulled?
See, the tough thing about that is the most powerful part of WandaVision was the end, which he wasn't a part of. So there's like a whole part of the journey that they might try and force on him that was genuinely robbed from him. So like, because that memory weren't a part of anything. You know what I mean? So it's difficult. It's difficult. I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah. So like I was literally showing this to two friends the other day, like two separate people who hadn't seen the show. I'm like, right, boom, we can sit down and watch it. And we're up to episode 3, and it still holds up. It's still so funny. I love it. Please, Patrick, continue.
And speaking of John Cena, if you haven't seen it, go out and watch Ricky Stenicki.
I heard it's good.
It is amazing.
Stenicki. Oh wow.
We love Stenicki.
We love Stenicki, yeah. How stupid do I feel saying that? Yes, I do. Like they're genuinely just running out of names at this point. But yeah, Ricky Stenicki, I am a big fan of that. It was so good. It was so powerful. It was so funny. It's so stupid. Oh yeah. And so Peacemaker season 1 isn't canon. We're discussing this on Eric's stream, and I gotta say, I think it makes sense. because at the end of season 1, spoiler alert for people that haven't seen it, there is a world map, and it is saying that there are a huge number of butterflies that have not taken over the world, but that have just planted themselves all over the planet, all throughout society, and there's no way of knowing really who's who unless you happen to find a resource of honey or whatever, some looking liquid that they would have stored.
Space cows.
Right. But the issue is as well, I'm literally now thinking about it, is that they would also only have a little time to live, right? And I don't think that after the way they get up there, and then they're probably piloting the skull, that there's any way that you can just leave, right? That it's just right. Oh, Cass, thanks for hosting me. I'll see you later. I'll pop by on Sunday for some lunch, right? That's not going to go down. So, like, the victims, they're all gone. So James Gunn would have to find a way to say, right, well, a quarter of the planet's just dead, because they ran out of food source because Peacemaker or Adebayo went through it, right? You know what I mean? So, what separating seasons 1 and 2 because there's been a flashpoint, I'm more than fine with it. More than fine with it. Also, it means that there's still some of the characters that died won't die, right? Like Mern. Okay. Really excited to have the possibility of having him back because he's an amazing actor. I'm not going to butcher his name. But he was also the High Evolutionary in Guardians 3.
Yeah. So, do we think that season 1 is going to be like, might as well not even watch it, or do you think they're going to translate a lot of stuff?
Listen, even if it gets completely disconnected and it's like say for example, Judo Master's not in it, that'd be a waste. If Vigilante's not in it, oh my god, I'd want to chop off a limb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if they did all of that and it wasn't connected, season 1 would still be such an amazing season of TV that I would just tell anybody to watch it anyway.
Yeah.
So is season 2 going to be connected then, or what?
Season 2 is part of the DCU. Yeah.
We're finding out how much it will be, if at all.
I would argue, I would imagine that everything in season 1 is basically going to be canon outside of the Justice League scene. Like, I think that's probably where he's going.
Or some small stuff.
Yeah.
But how do you account for a quarter of the population being butterflies that are going to have to die?
Maybe it takes place right after. Here's the thing. I kind of think this is a mistake. I kind of think making one season canon and one not. This is like the first DCU announcement where I'm like, I'm not sure if this is a good idea.
But how's that any different than something like Crisis on Infinite Earth? Like, I guess you're not changing. Well, I guess Crisis just changed, but the characters were the same.
Yeah, but that's also like in canon to like the Arrowverse, right?
Yeah.
Where this, for us fans who pay attention to stuff like this is no issue. Yeah. I think for my like Uncle Ricky, who's maybe trying to get into like the DC universe, he's like, all right, I'm gonna go watch season 1 of Peacemaker, and he's gonna be like, wait, that Ezra Miller, like that's Flash isn't this Flash and White. Like, he's not going to get the season 1 and 2 aren't canon. He's not going to know that. He's just watching season 1 and season 2 back to back, and there might be like, wait, I thought it was supposed to be the like David Cornsweat Superman, and who's this? Like, I don't like. I think that's where it's going to get really, really messy.
Right, but look at that map.
Okay.
Look at that map that James Gunn doesn't have to worry about now.
Yeah.
Because you can't do season 1 without butterflies, right? So like that's gonna have to, if we're doing any through line from season 1 to season 2, it's either gonna be that they're being punished by Amanda Waller for being cracked on the noggin, right, with the golf club, or like something else, like there's another problem that they have to take care of, because like this is a globally changing issue. Because like all of these people, right, once they've ran out of their little goop, are going to be dead. And that's going to have to be addressed. That's like however many people, like hundreds of thousands, millions.
And it's not
I
canon.
mean-
We don't have to worry about it. So
Yeah. I mean, you could have, like, if this wasn't a thing, you could have just had season 2 take place right after season 1 if they wanted to. But yeah, I mean, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, I think they're going to use what they want and leave what they don't, and that's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm fully okay with it.
can the butterflies leave the host without them dying?
I don't think so. Because
No, I don't think so. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, when he's got the X-ray helmet on, they're in their brain, wriggling
Yeah.
around. So yeah, like how they're moving them around is another question that we will get into next week, maybe.
Ratatouille.
Yeah. Oh god.
Giant hat.
Okay. Okay. Moving on. We'll save that one. Here we go. And present the screen. Stop screen and then present.
Have you seen that? Since Keaton won his Oscar, that it's a lot of movement towards him doing a Batman Brave and the Bold. Whether it's animated or live action, it's actually garnered a lot more traction again now. Even though they cancelled it before, but fans are screaming for it since he's won that Oscar.
Wow. I don't think he's that kind of Batman.
No.
He's too serious, my Batman.
Yeah, I want just a comic book Batman, like right out of a comic book.
No, this is the point. I want the Batman Liam's talking about, right? But I just don't like Keaton.
Keaton's the one for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in my head, like he's done some he's fought some goofy people, fine, but I don't know, like I don't know. It'd be like having Christian Bale's Batman fighting like the Joker from the top of the Arkham building. You know, like those two just wouldn't line up. It wouldn't feel like, you know. I don't know.
I read that as her being on set of the first Super Nanny instead of Superman.
Okay, so we can see what it looks like. Maybe she's going to be having her powers, like some gloves, maybe, some wrist cannons of some description that will be CGI. I don't know, or energy blasts, maybe. But like you got to think for engineer, there's going to have some kind of tech involved, right?
Like how Mirror Monarch in the Flash, she generated like blasters that went across her hand.
So do you think
that.
so we're going to be like dealing with David Corrin Sweat Superman for this one. So do you think like obviously it's still going to be like a little bit early in his journey, like as a Superman, because that goes on for a while. Do you think the engineer is going to be something he has to face? Because I think that's going to be kind of like every day and just like run of the mill for him. Or do you think the engineer is going to be for Lois?
I think we're dealing with a story about Superman living in a world with heroes that maybe aren't as moral as he is. And maybe there's a scene where he fights these groups of heroes and stuff like that. But I think, or not so much heroes, but like anti-heroes or like whatever. But, you know, I think the Authority's role here is less as a villain and more of like a moral show.
Wait. Did you just say she's from the Authority?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, so she's also probably going to be in the. I think she is.
Are you serious?
I'm like 99% sure. I don't know those set of characters, but I think
I've been reading them. No way. Hang on.
Like that whole group is I'm going into. I'll be like, I don't know these characters, but I'm excited to learn about them. I'm excited for them to teach me.
No way. No way. That oh my god, that's how they're doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, how do I feel now? Now I know that. Because in the comics that I've read, I haven't read like loads. But the Authority that I've read, what I'm seeing on screen, that's gonna be like way before everything kicks off. Because basically she needs to be coming looking like the Silver Surfer, right? But like more techie. That's how she needs to be coming out. Coming out looking like I don't know, a Judge Dredd Wednesday Addams. Like I don't know. I need her finishing in full body metal and shining.
Yeah.
For what I've read. Because that's like a whole part of it. That's like a whole thing. So yeah, so this needs to be. This is very interesting, and this needs to be watched. I'll be watching very, very closely. Thank you, Dan. I did not know that there's like. Oh my god! Wow, that completely changes it. Yeah. Oh my god! Wow.
When do you guys think we'll see our first trailer or teaser at
Not
least?
for
Well, the
25.
question is as well is how much of the Authority are we going to get? Are we getting the whole damn goddamn game? Like, because now if like people are out there snapping, we're going to be seeing like Hyperion. No, is it Hyperion? Midnight Apollo.
Yeah. Well, I think only a couple of them are casted for this movie. Like I think it's only like 2 or 3 of them.
Right. Okay.
Like I don't think like Midnight is part of this movie at all. I don't think.
How do you cast like they're going to be casting Midnight and Batman around the same time?
Yeah.
Like so now they've got their Superman, they could be already out there looking for their Apollo.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
I think the Authority is probably like a 26 movie, maybe. Well, maybe not anymore since Batman is 26 now.
Did they say it was going to be animated or live action?
Live
action. It's all live action. Yeah.
Maybe you need the main guy to get like the second guy. So maybe they needed their Superman, and then they can worry about their Apollo.
Yeah.
And because everybody's going to be drawing parallels, so you're going to have to worry about how they're going to look with and opposite each other, even if they're not going to be in the same movie. I mean, like Midnighter and Batman probably won't be meeting for years, but they're still going to have to worry about how they're going to look in promotional material next to each other, and how they offset against everything. So very exciting stuff. Darren here just blowing the shit wide open. Oh my god.
I'll tell you what I am liking about what James Gunn is doing with the DC is the fact that everyone, like, he's using the same actors that are playing live action as the same as the animated series as well. So I think that's going to work really well.
Very important, yeah.
And didn't he say it was going to connect with the video games too?
Yep.
So I wonder if they'll use the same actor for the video games as well.
Yep, that's what they've said. But
yeah,
I'm nervous about what they're doing with like the video games. I think that's going to prove to be much harder than they think.
Yeah.
Especially if they stick to like an easy copy paste live service game instead of like a groundbreaking story and something like
I guess they could do something like God of War 2018 if you guys have played that. Something in the style of that.
Yeah, I mean they've said they're like proper games, like not these like very cheap, just like in film tie-in thing. Like apparently they're proper video games. I think it's gonna be tough because I don't think you can be like, all right, Superman takes place here and then the game and then Batman. Like you can't do that. It has to be kind of.
If it's as good as the Arkham games, it'll be good. I think.
Sure.
There's no way it's gonna be though. Let's be real. It's not. Like we can all sit here and say, "Oh my god, I would love it to be."
Yeah.
We'd all love it to be, But the reality is they're either going to have to do something quick and cheap to match the speed and the movies coming out to keep up with the story, or be connected through the characters that they're taking out, like cherry picking from their universe, to having a separate story where it's something of significant quality. Do you know what I mean? So they're going to have to make a decision either way.
I just need a Flash game or another Superman game.
I think Superman game is happening. I would not be shocked if the first game is a Superman game.
Yeah.
That like ties into the film, but it's not like necessarily like you don't need to see the game in any way, shape, or form to understand the movie. Like that's what you do.
Yeah, kind of like maybe you'll be like the video game's like a filler episode.
Kind of, yeah.
Because I remember, have you guys played Superman Returns? If that's really good. So if it's a game like that, even.
See, I'm not really a fan of games, like movies being turned into games.
Yeah.
Oh, they were bad ones, weren't there? Like the Fantastic Four one. Like that was like X-Men Legends, but done very badly.
Yeah.
I think
video games, the movie
Spider-Man 2 was the best one.
Yeah.
It seems like they're not doing that. Like they've said, like, it's not going to be these like copy pasted $5 video games that you get when a movie comes out. Like it seems like they're like real games. That's not just like we need to put this out every year to keep up, because like that won't work. Like they're like, you can't have a game for every movie that comes out. It just wouldn't work. They don't have the money. They don't have the resources to do that.
What they could do is just do updates.
They couldn't even do that with Avengers.
That would be actually... Sorry.
See,
that's actually like a really good point, though. Like, have like a one game. It's like one game. It's like the like DCU game, and every year or so they kind of update it with like like your Fortnite type thing, where like each there's like seasons of it, like season 1,
seasons and chapters.
Right? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Well, here's the cool thing with some stuff being animated, like Creature Commandos. Depending on the art style, you can make a game where the graphics look pretty on point with the art style of the animated show.
Yeah.
So we can get like a Creature Commandos game where it's kind of like Spider-Man-esque, but you can switch between different
with like all the crew in Creature Commandos, it wouldn't be too dissimilar. It would have the option of being not too dissimilar from a Ben 10 game I played.
There's some bad ones. There's some bad Ben 10 games.
I have Vilgax Attacks right next to me.
I bro, literally right on my shelf. Oops.
That was... I love that one.
This one's really good. Yeah. It's real solid.
I'm stuck. I'm the one in the Game Pass at the moment. It's the stupid one where it's Ben 10 running around on that scooter.
Oh, is it the reboot one?
With
Omniverse 2?
No, I'm not sure. It's got
Omniverse 2, I think he's talking about.
Omniverse 2 is so bad, bro. It's Subway Surfers, but like for Ben 10.
Well, Omniverse 1 was really good.
Omniverse 1's amazing. I love the first one. And then the second one just literally like a high budget Subway Surfers, and it's like which sucks because the roster is so good. Like that game has the best roster of alien. They hit everyone. I was like while you're actually fighting, if you like, that's the most you feel like you're Ben 10, and then the rest of it's so bad.
Kind of switching gears here for a second, since we're talking about Ben 10.
Do
you guys think since they did the interview with the creator, do you think we're gonna get a live action Ben 10 or even another animated show anytime soon?
I don't want live action again. I just personally I get why people do, but I think there's nothing in live action that they could do that would make me more excited than what they could do with like another like animated show.
Well, see, they could do like, because the Ben 10 movies we had so far were very low budget.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't even low budget. They just like they had a decent amount for like a
Yeah.
TV movie. Like they actually had a decent budget. It just you can't do that with Ben 10. You just can't.
I would like imagine a 13 episode, 15 episode show,
Yeah.
like Superman and Lois, like visually on par with like something like Superman and Lois and Stargirl, but have it be Ben 10.
Yeah.
See, there's a Ben 10 game that came out, doesn't say when, but that's like an original one that's got the clown in it and stuff, right? That looks better than what I played, which was 2017 this game out. The one I played was Ben 10 Power Trip.
Oh,
That would be
terrible.
reboot. Yeah. The
That
one
was horrendous.
the other Ben 10 reboot game though apparently is really good. That I've heard like it's people's like favorite Ben 10 game.
It does look good. It like because that Ben can actually fight as well. Like it actually looks alright.
Yeah. I haven't played any of the reboot games. Those were the ones. I also haven't seen the reboot yet, unfortunately. Like I haven't got around to it.
I don't want to see it. I started a watch through of Omniverse.
Oh yeah.
So I played what's the first one called? The first Ben 10 game of the original series.
Oh,
Protector of something.
Protector of Earth.
Yeah. So I played that. I played the Alien Force game on DS.
It's great.
Then I had Cosmic Destruction, and then just recently I played the Vilgax Attacks.
That one's fun too.
Yeah, that was
I love Vilgax. Such a cool villain.
Maya D&D party's fighting him next session.
Vilgax?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Who are your D&D characters? Like people?
Oh no, they're not in the Ben 10 world, but they're fighting Vilgax. I'm adding a bunch of different characters. Like one session, they fought a boss from Dark Souls.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so then you've got to like.
I'm making it like multiverse.
Like specific moves of theirs. Yeah. Anyway, so last thing to talk about before we skedaddle is the Nicolas Cage confirms talks for live action Spider-Man Noir. Well, I can say we've been talking. It's no secret that I love the character, and I think the character provides another mashup of sorts. I can combine my favorite Golden Age performances with Stan Lee's masterpiece. See, I was gonna say, right, because of his age, I think the most appropriate thing that they would be doing is kind of going for like maybe like a Last Stand Spider-Man Noir like mix up like the Flash did with Barry and Wally. Like I feel like his age would have to play a part in it somehow, right? Because like this ain't no spring chicken we're talking about. As much as I love Nicolas Cage, right? The guy's a hero, playing a hero that we all love, but you know, let's be real.
So, do we think this is going to be canon to Spider-Verse?
I think it's going to be canon to all Marvel. Yeah, it's just going to be an Elseworlds thing. Yeah. But I'm really excited for this. So, like, the comics are not something that I've sat and read. It's more that I've played with the game, seen him in like other media, and I always love playing with Spider-Man Noir on the games. He's such a good character to play with. Really interesting. His villains have fantastical twists that make them relevant to the universe and design that they are from, and like say like Hammerhead and Vulture and stuff like that, you know. And their Green Goblin, my gosh, I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to see what they bring and just say that I'm really, 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 really hopeful. There's a lot of things at the moment, that are in talks, right? And that I'm just sat real hopeful for, that everybody can come to the most explosively creative and amicable decision that works out for everybody. Because I'm really hoping it all goes well, because I'm putting so much hope and so much energy into Darren Shan's series becoming a thing. Again, I'm just going to keep bugging you.
Not shut up about it.
I don't care. I'll bring it up every week. I'll talk to you all about it all the goddamn day. And I'm rebuying those books. I'm going to read 22 books. They're short, the longest books, but they're for teenage readers. But the guy has meant like a whole lot for me throughout my life, and he's doing really, really well and smashing it at the moment. So I want to help keep that going. Is there any other news before we wrap up? Anyone else? Anyone wants to discuss? Or
I
how
was
they
going to say R.I.P. to Akira Toriyama.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad news.
So now Dragon Ball Daima and the new video game Striking Zero is going to be pretty emotional.
Yeah. I think they're gonna have to put something to honor him at the start of the game or at the end of the story.
Well, actually, it's for me Saturday 2 to 6 a.m. So that's like tonight / tomorrow. They're airing Dragon Ball Z Kai from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Dragon Ball Kai.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kai in honor of Akira Toriyama. They're
Is that
doing
in honor of
1-3.
him, or?
What?
I'm not going to be critic. I'm not going to criticize. No. Yep, good for them. Dragon Ball.
Well, I don't like Kai either.
I'm going to say Dragon Ball Kai is not what I would be using to honor the man.
No,
right?
I know. I agree. Even though some stuff is more accurate to the manga, just how it's scene by scene, but
Just saying. Dragon Ball Kai felt like a kick in the nuts.
no, the first time I had Kai and I was told to watch Kai, but instead I wanted to go full original. I did the original Dragon Ball Z.
Mm.
Well, first I started with the Dragon boxes, but then I just watched the rest on Funimation.
So if this does get put forward, is there a villain that we would like to see in the noir universe that would be interesting otherwise?
I don't know Spider-Man noir villain.
I couldn't tell you.
Just think about okay, so who is a Spider-Man villain, and then who would I like to see in a noir style?
I'd love to see like the ultimate Green Goblin, where he's like got growing wings and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be really cool in a noir style. And this Spider-Man, if I'm not mistaken, carries a revolver. So that's going to be really cool.
I don't know why I'm thinking like Shocker could be kind of cool in this noir style, or Doc Ock could be kind of cool.
Especially because electricity would have been real difficult back then.
Yeah.
So that would be real interesting because it wouldn't be like no stuff that they grab from Stark Tech or whatever, and it's just like nice simple gauntlets. Like this guy's gonna have to be coming out with like a proton pack. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You see that? Yeah.
Or what about even Mysterio?
Yeah. Oh my God. He'd have to be like back then. What would he have? He'd have to literally go around like blow darting people and then whispering what their hallucinations. How the hell can he do that? Like just a cardboard
TV.
Really, really, really good.
Just like a black and white slideshow. Hey, look over here! Look over here!
Are you crazy? Oh wow! Yeah,
he does exist in that universe, so
that's even trippier.
Like maybe he's the only one in color. Like he's making people see things that are outside of his world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a green suit or something.
Oh. The Rhino and the
mask
combination,
like a Phantom of the Opera type mask, maybe.
I guess we kind of saw it in across the Spider-Verse, but like Vulture, right? He had the like clay version of himself. Right?
Yes.
Wow! Yes.
The paper day or whatever it was.
See, this is why Madam Web was important, right? And I was dying for everybody not to shit all over it because Madam Web could easily be the connector for the Craven movie, sadly the Morbius movie, this Nicolas Cage movie, and Andrew the Venom movies, right? It could be a fantastic connector and a bridge for everything because she literally finishes the movie like on the Great Web and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Which obviously I was unsure at the time. It's like, oh, is this universe or is it the multiverse? But like with the way she handles everything, it's definitely going to be like a whole multiverse situation. So
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm not going in with any judgment.
that it could have been that. I don't know if they went in that direction.
No, but like this is my point. It's like they had to have the origin to set that up, right? So like the next movie, it would have been them three getting their powers and like her like having to basically orchestrate that because either like
Sure.
it's like some mob ceremony where somebody walks into a room and then she's got like a cloth over a spider, you know, like put your hand in here for some powers and then go protect the city, right? Or she's gonna have to like orchestrate it in the dark and then just happen by chance.
But the problem is, though, is the way that Sony are telling these origin stories. That's the issue. Apart from like across like the Spider-Verse movies with Miles Morales' origin story, yeah, the rest of them have been planned so far.
Yeah.
I like Venom.
Venom was great, but you know, again,
Yeah. Okay. Right. What? Okay. I like. I'm not like so much of a Man and Web defender, right? It's not the best movie. I'm just saying it's a solid movie, right? But Morbius, oh my god.
I think Madam Web had potential, like just as a character in like the live action form. I would agree. I personally wanted to see the movie that we ended off on. Like we ended the movie and I was like, I would not be against seeing more how we ended it. You know what I mean?
Right? But then this is the thing.
I wanted an older Madam Web, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't need an origin story for her. I would have liked to make like Sandra Bullock as an older Madam Web would have been fantastic, I think.
That's all anyone would have been saying. If they brought out like some little old lady, right? This is another thing. They're trying to build like a franchise that like expands a few years, right? So if you're getting like a little old lady, you got to be careful with that because if you go too old that looks like the comic book character, then you're sitting there rolling the dice every year, right? Where you go to younger Madam Web, then you're safer in the knowledge, right? Well, this person's here ready to lead the team for a few years, right?
Yeah.
That makes more sense. And then if you did get the Madam Web movie and it was great and everyone liked it, then everyone would have been saying was, oh my god, I'd love an origin story. Let me sit here and fan cast it. You know what I mean? And then so what they done is they just went, right, well, we'll give you the origin story first with the younger person that we can actually use for a bit of time. And then everyone's just sitting there like, and it's a thing, you know? What they did made sense. That's all I'm going to say. I keep defending Man and Web. I'll sit on the corner by myself. It's fine.
Which is great. I'm very glad that you liked it. I'm like, I don't want to come on here and be like, Darth, you're so wrong about Madam Web. No, that's amazing. I love that you love it. I love that you love it. That's amazing. I did not, but that's okay. But also, I didn't hate my time with Madam Web either. Like, no. I like it. I personally think it's really bad. I did not think it was good, but I didn't feel like I wasted my time with it because I wasn't bored. Like, it wasn't a boring movie. That's the thing. I feel like a lot of these bad movies, in my opinion, I'm not trying to say that it's bad. I just, in my opinion, a lot of these bad movies, they're just boring. I wasn't bored. I was entertained with how wild it was.
Yeah, like again, the villain needed to be better, but he was comic book accurate, like in display, in I think in behavior. I don't know too much about Ezekiel Sims apart from like much of like his look and stuff. But he did fall like to the wayside for the heroes, which happens a lot in superhero movies, which is why we have the conversation now, like what, 15 years in, that there's still a whole bunch of Marvel movies that are out and we're still sitting here with this many good villains on our, like, counting them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Thanos, Red Skull, Loki, who ended up being a hero. Starting to run out, guys. Help me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not just a Madam Web problem. It's a problem that's spanning everywhere. DC included.
Only in Sony and DC, really.
No, Marvel. Like, keep going, right? So we've had Thanos, right? Red Skull and Loki.
Yeah, they've all
Keep
been
going.
great villains.
Keep going.
They shit on Ultron.
Right, Ultron. Yeah, next.
Yeah, what more do you want?
Are we talking good or
we're talking
bad?
about like
Are we
40
counting
projects,
what are we supposed to be doing? Be counting villains or what?
great villains, like outstanding villains.
I'd say
Okay.
Killmonger. I'd say Vulture. I'd say
Vulture,
Kingpin.
yeah.
If we count Kingpin.
Wenwu, Kingpin. Okay, 7.
Yeah.
Right, but we've got 40 projects, guys, and we're talking about
Yeah.
7 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's-
you got
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
you carry on, Darren, honestly.
Okay, no, I mean, I would agree. I think the MCU has had a villain problem in the past. Like, I felt like Phase 3 was like bridging through that. I was like, oh my gosh, we have a great streak of villains, and then Season 4 kind of jumped back on that train where like there was some good ones in there. Like Green Goblin came in, like he was great. Like you had
that he shouldn't count. He should not count.
I think he does count. Because like I think he made that role his own. Like I feel like in my mind, the two Green Goblin, they're the same character, but they're different like performances. But like you're right, it did help that we knew him for 20 years.
Because if we didn't get that performance back then, we wouldn't have got what we got now. We would have got more of what we got back then. Do you know what I mean? Because he'd have been still exploring the character. We got to expand on the character phenomenally well.
Right.
But yeah, no, for sure. He's definitely Raimi's. So him and Dr. Octopus and Electro.
I mean, Mysterio was pretty solid.
Yeah. Like he did such a good job at making me not like him that it makes me not want to count him. But you're right. Like, he was so unlikable. He did such a good job that I'm like, no.
Hydra.
But you are right. There are more bad.
Hydra have been great villains. The way they brought Shield down, from the inside.
No, but they're more
still an organization. I get it, but they're still villains. All of them are villains.
Yeah, but there's no standout. Like Red Skull was like the standout.
If we're looking at Shield, that's an entire new conversation. If I'm allowed to
bringing in
like I could say Ward, I could say Madam Hydra, I could pull in all those stops.
Okay, but movie wise,
sure,
you know what I mean?
You're right.
There's no shade on Christopher Eccleston, but Malekith.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That whole that movie was terrible in all fairness, but I enjoyed it still.
Whiplash, wasted.
Yeah.
He was good.
Guardian 3 was so good too.
Oh yeah.
The high evolutionary, right? He was great.
That's it.
I'm just kind of like going through the list here. Ronan, kind of mid.
Yep.
Zemo, solid. Did Loki have a proper villain? Kind of. Kang, does that count? Loki, we said him. Iron Man, what's his name again?
Killmonger,
Warmonger. He was, I mean, he's okay, but like I just like remember him from that one scene. He built this in a cave with a box of scrap. You know, like that's all I remember from him.
Yeah. Something watching CinemaSins that I want to point out that I'm not sure enough people have heard is that he says Jeff Bridges gave like a masterclass in being like a threatening but non-threatening guy, and that's space invading, right? So it wasn't just that he was loud, it wasn't that he was like of a physique, it's that he would just get really inappropriately close. Do you know what I mean? And then you just it was unnerving. You just kept feeling unnerved for Pepper and Tony and stuff like that. So I think that was pretty cool. But overall, no, it was just like a guy that worked with his dad and just set him up, you know?
Yeah.
But onwards and upwards, you know, we always look for the best, and we're going to be hoping for some absolute standouts going forward, and we're going to be giving everybody who steps up the best wishes and all the luck in the world, and we're not going to be shitting on anybody, and we're just going to give everyone a chance. That's what we're here for. So is there anything else before we shoot off?
No, I hope everyone has a good weekend.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too. I'm going to be streaming Star Wars. I think we're going to have a bit of a guest Star Wars day tomorrow. Any plans for the weekends, guys?
Working all weekend, so.
Oh, that sounds good. What about you,
I've
Flash?
got,
Sorry.
I've got to get up in 6 hours because I told my brother I'll go help him at work tomorrow.
You did, didn't you? I keep forgetting. Yeah, damn. Yeah, so we definitely need to pick up. What about you, Flash Freak?
Sure, I'll be all right on 4.
Tomorrow I have D&D. Might watch some UFC.
Wait, what?
I have D&D, and then I might watch UFC.
Oh, that just came out like some sultry, jazzy rap.
Yeah. UFC and the D&D.
Way too sexy. What's happening here? Like, shit. Okay.
Did you watch the Francis Ngannou Anthony Joshua fight?
I watched some of it. I watched the prelims, but I could then watch.
Yeah, you missed out on the magic. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Because Macy Barber was fighting in the prelims. So.
Who cares about that? You missed the main event, dude. Like, that's what we're saying.
Because it was freaking $80.
Oh my god! Wow! Right. So the whole time I was sitting there saying that Francis Ngannou is just going to demolish and embarrass Anthony Joshua, right? And then the dude just comes out with textbook surgical shit, and then just puts him down, and then gets back up, and then boom, down again, and then just comes in. Oh my god! It was sick. Had him folded over like he was Jim Carrey earlier in his career. Do you know what I mean? Just straight like back. It was nuts. It's like, good for you, man. Like, you just proved me and like so many people wrong, because like you did what I thought he was gonna do. And
told you. And in all fairness, as soon as Ngannou walked out to bloody God's plan by Drake, I was like, he's fucked.
yeah.
Anything to do with Drake and fighting, anyone that's associated with Drake when they're fighting, they get knocked out.
Yeah,
it's the Drake curse.
Apparently, yeah. So we have to watch out for that as well. So, yeah. Thank you, Liam, for joining us. Thank you.
No, it's been a pleasure.
Flash Freak. Thank you, Darren.
The goodest of boys.
He is so lovely. So hope to see everybody next week, or if Darren's not too busy. No pressure, obviously. And then see you all later. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.